everything, all of the holidays, the Christmas, all of this that we do, whenever we even say Merry Christmas, believe it or not, we are dealing with something that is diabolically opposed to us, that is very bad for us, and we're giving something power that has nothing to do with us, something very evil. In fact, it's all about our demise. Most of us go around with our Bibles in our hand, and we go to church, we protect them, we think they're, but this is a picture of the man who wrote the King James Version of the Bible, or at least he's given the credit for writing it. He was a supreme slave master, King James. In fact, it was King James who threw slavery into high gear. In fact, it was the slaves were brought to Jamestown. They named, in 1619, they named the place where they brought the first slaves after King James, the Bible man. Okay, so we have to start really looking at these things. Of course, King James dealt very, very highly in witchcraft. Most of us are familiar with his book, the Bible, but how many are you familiar with his other book? Is there anybody in here familiar with his other book? He also wrote a book on witchcraft. Doesn't shock you at all, does it? I mean, no, not real black people. It wouldn't shock, no, or Africans. It wouldn't. But in his book, he deals with the whole art. In this particular book on witchcraft, he deals with the art of imitation. See, the media is all about imitation. The name of this particular book is King James I, Demonology. Demonology. And in this book, he explains the Bible. And exactly what we think the Bible is all about, that's exactly the opposite. And so our people are very much so under a spell at this particular point. We're under a spell, and that's the reason why we can almost say, if we don't wake up and we don't get this information out to our people, we will go under. But of course, we're getting the information out, so we won't fear that. But so many of us will be lost along the way.
You see what I'm saying? So we got to get out of this whole Christianized, Judeo-Christian mentality. Just stay out of them damn churches. That's why there's one on every corner. That's one on every corner. You don't think the white man love you that much to let you build a church on every corner? Come off that shit. Who do you think gave you that church? That's to zap your energy. Because he understands that you have a certain warrior energy, and you know what? This is a key. This is one thing that they don't let you know. Do you know that there's no text in Egypt, Samaria, Greek, Babylon, or none of the ancient world that talk about Christ being some Jesus loved the little children, all that love shit. All of the Christ, from Hercules to Horus to Dionysus to all of that, is killers. Bottom line. So when the Romans fashioned this docile bitch and gave it to the people, said this is the Hebrew Christ, the Hebrews or the Jews at that particular time said, hell no, that ain't the Christ. Remember, they came out of Egypt. They say, no, the thing that's coming at the end of the days is a killer. You see, is a killer. It is the predator. They said, no, this is not it. They said, this is not the Christ. Not no motherfucker talking about love and little babies and lambs and all that old bullshit. They took alchemical symbology and made a little pussified, punctified little old doggone man walk around. That's Paul and Josephus. You don't find that shit beyond nobody else. You don't find that beyond, or you don't find that before that particular period of time. And that's a political shit to control a group of people around the world.